Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Emmanuel Konoche. I welcome you back today, my listeners, to today's Love Bible series. Okay, we'll be talking about briefly. We are going to have a brief lecture this afternoon or morning, depending on where you are listening to us from. What really does it take to sustain a relationship? Is it so difficult to keep your relationship going? What are those principles that you need to deploy to your relationship to make it work and to make it last to that very test that you guys want it to be? Okay, often people do see relationship as one kind difficult task. Yes, of course, relationship is a very difficult task because this involves coming together of two different persons, okay, from different background, sometimes from different religious background, political background, academic background, mental and spiritual background, okay, coming together to form a union called relationship. Most of them leads to marriage, some of them does not. So it is quite difficult anyway for two persons who doesn't know themselves right from time to just come together, and then try to build something that they will see as something that will keep them going in the name of relationship. But then, how difficult is it to sustain a relationship? What does it really require to keep a relationship going? If as a woman you are in love with a man, you guys are in a relationship, okay, maybe often you do few things trying to please him, like you do things trying to make things work out from your own end, but you find out that things are not working out the way you expect them to work. You have put in your effort, all your effort, the techniques and the strategies, to make sure that this thing called relationship works, okay, but you see it not working. And most times it's not as if you're not trying. You have also been trying your best to make it happen, but it is not. Or you as a man, as a guy, you have a relationship with a woman, like you're a woman. Okay, you've tried your best to see a way you can make things work. You want to make her to be that queen, that envious queen that everybody will be envious of. Okay, you've tried your best, you've practically done everything you need to do to make her become that queen, to make her understand that you really want her to succeed, you really want her to be that very woman, but still things are not working to that direction. So situations like this, what actually do you really need to do? How do you need to address the situation? How do you make them understand that you really care for them? What actually do you need to do? Is it to quit? What is the tendency that if you quit the current one, that the next one you're going to meet is not going to be worse than the one you quit? So these are the challenges that young people face when it comes to a relationship and the marriages. So today we are going to be discussing some of those issues, so that one can know actually, even if you want to quit, even if you want to let go of a long-term relationship you have built maybe over the years. So there are things, these are the areas you can now know exactly when to and when not to. Listen to me very well. When entering into a relationship, you need to, you meet a person, your partner, tell them whom you are, bring out your characters, your attitude, the whole you, the entirety of you, bring it out to them, let them see it. When they have seen the entirety of you, they will now choose whether to stay put or to go. In a relationship, you don't pretend. In a relationship, you don't become whom you are not. You don't force yourself to become the person you are not. Okay? If you used to smoke, for instance, as a man or woman, it is also important that you let that your newfound lover know that you smokes, whether it is occasional or is habit that you have developed on its own. Maybe probably you are looking for a way to quit, or you are not even thinking of quitting, but it is important that you let them know, see, I have this habit, I smokes. Okay, I smokes. Or you drink, you are a drunk, you normally get drunken and then start misbehaving, or you like drinking but you don't have the hair, so little drink you take, you get intoxicated. So it is also important that will let your partners know all those things. So pretending is one of the things that can kill a relationship more than any other. So now we're talking about how hard is a relationship supposed to be. How difficult is relationship supposed to be? Okay, you see, relationship requires intimacy. It requires intimacy. Intimacy is not just sexual intimacy. Or if we are talking about intimacy, we talk about both sexual intimacy and then emotional intimacy. Okay, there should be that bond between both of you. In practical term, let's leave theory aside. In practical term, okay, it is near impossible to see a man who sticks with a woman, to see a man who sticks with a particular woman who doesn't have any sexual satisfaction to give to him. It is not, it is near impossible. I didn't say it is impossible, I said it is near impossible. At 9.9 possibility is there. Okay, so there have to be this intimacy, being it sexually and emotionally. Okay, if you must sustain a long lasting relationship. Okay, though sometimes too, it is not all about, it is not only this intimacy that has to do with sexual and the emotional. There should also be communication. Okay, nothing kills a relationship faster than poor communication techniques. Okay, you can't stay for 2 days, 1 week, you've never communicated to someone you're in a relationship with. Even if you work in, you let's say the type of work you doesn't give you time to be holding your phone often, but at least you can have access to your phone at least once in 2 days. So staying for 1 week, a month, you don't communicate. Wow, you don't send text, short text. Like now we have social media platforms, WhatsApp, WeChat, Snapchat, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, what have you, where you can send hi, I love you, I miss you text. You don't do that. Okay, so it is not possible for such relationship to keep on going without communication. Okay, this other one you call compromise. As somebody in a relationship, you must learn how to compromise. It must not always be you. It must not always be you. You must learn how to compromise. Sometimes your partner may do something that is wrong, or they might want something that is unusual. You think it from this angle, this is wrong. What's wrong with them? Why are they demanding for this? Why is he demanding for this? No, you just have a thought about it, but you smile inside. You say, "Wow, if this is what they want, no problem." You compromise, even when it makes you to lose some of your own, some passions in you, but you compromise. That compromise alone can be able to save you a disaster that may lead to the end of a relationship. Okay, so compromise, communication, sexual and emotional intimacy is very very important to sustain a relationship. So one can also ask, what is the number one reason that can lead to the end of a relationship? Number one reason, that singular reason, that singular point, what is it? By statistics and survey, okay, there is nothing that has the capacity, that has the power, that has all it takes to destroy, to bring to an end a very joyful, progressing, and happy relationship than loss of trust. When you are dating somebody, when you are in a union with somebody, when you're in a relationship with somebody, and at a point you lose trust from that person, you lost trust on that person, it will take the mercy of nature, it will take the mercy of God for that relationship to keep going. Anything you are doing, your partner lost trust in you, the person loses trust in you, it tells the mercy of God. It takes miracle and magic for such relationship to continue. So whatever you are doing, you should make sure that your partner doesn't lose trust in you. How will they not lose trust in you? You must always be open to them. Don't be doing some shabby things. You will be leaving them with no option to be finding out by themselves. Even if you think that you indulge in something that is unusual, something that is abnormal, something that shouldn't be normally, because you have done it or you see yourself doing them, It is of paramount importance, according to Smith Knott, that you involve your partner. You let them know. If it is something that is too bad, you can start by apologizing. I'm sorry, I did this. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about what I'm going to tell you now. Please don't be mad at me. Though you have right to be mad, but please at a point you have to hear me out. You'll be like, what happened? They will be the one now begging you to tell them. Now you tell them. No same person will hear, I'm sorry, please, I did something wrong. A confession from a partner, unusual, unusual that will be mad at you. But in a situation whereby you did those terrible things, they now find out by themselves. And maybe when they try to ask you, you try to do as if you are wiser than every other person. Those things can lead to problem and crisis in a relationship. So there are so many relationships today that just lack of trust. Lack of trust. People see it as nothing, but it is a whole lot of thing in a relationship. It can destroy a relationship of 10 years. It can destroy a relationship of 2 decades. It has the capacity to destroy anything. Lack of trust. So every relationship should be built under trust. Trust should be the center rock of every relationship. When this thing start lacking in your relationship, you know that you are on the verge of losing maybe what you have held sacred all these years. Okay. Now another one is this: when you can ask yourself a question like, when do you stop trying in a relationship? When do you stop trying in a relationship? Sometimes most of us are in a relationship that looks like we are the only one holding it. There is this local adage that people normally say. People say is that in a relationship that it is one person that is holding a relationship. It is one person that is sustaining a relationship. That thing is a very wrong statement at times. Okay, one person cannot sustain a relationship. One person shouldn't sustain a relationship. One person is not meant to sustain a relationship. A relationship is like an organization. In an organization, we have hierarchies. Okay, we have hierarchies in an organization. In that hierarchy, everybody has what is their own that is their own function to perform. Okay, you cannot leave the duty of a general manager of a company and you start doing the work of a secretary. You cannot leave the work of secretary and you start doing the work of a gate man. You can't leave the work of and start doing the work of a receptionist. So everybody have their own role to play in an organization, in a company. That is the same thing as a relationship. So you cannot come to a company, manager will run around, he become a messenger, he will send mails, he will open gates, he will receive visitors and all that. No, everybody has their own role to play. So in a relationship, if someone is telling you that one person sometimes it's one person that hold a relationship, the other person might be trying to make it too difficult, but he will try to sustain it, even when he knows things that are wrong, even when they know things that are not right, that these ones are doing, they will ignore and do it. No, it doesn't work. You are just that is what we call self-slavery. You are now becoming a slave to law. Everybody has role to play in a relationship. For a relationship, for you to experience that high rate of sustainability in your relationship, everybody must have a role, one or two roles to play in a relationship. Okay, what makes a man feel love in a relationship? Like men, sometimes people think that men have this kind of they have this kind of strong mind, strong body. Do they even need love? Do men really need love? They need love. Things that can make a man feel loved in a relationship. One of them is, if you are a woman, at the sight of your man, you rush and hug him. He feels loved like never before. You kiss him on the forehead, his lips, or any other places. You peck him, okay? He feels loved. There is nothing that makes a man feel so loved that you smile at him. When he's talking, you'll be smiling at him. The time you smile at him when he's talking, it makes him look concentration. That concentration is love. It is emotion. That is emotional. Okay? A man also feel love not only through sexual intercourse. Yes, every man needs to get that satisfaction from their women. But it is not always about sex that makes a man feel love in a relationship. Sometimes a man also feels love when you speak to them, like call them those pet names, when you call them those pet names, you give them surprise too. A man also needs surprise. A man is not, it is not only a man that can go to the supermarket and get a gift for a woman. A man can also be at his home and then he receive a gift from his woman too. So men also need love too. They need also to feel that they are loved. They need also to feel that this woman values them and all that. Okay. So what are the signs to know that it is time to move away from a relationship? Signs to know that relationship may not even be working again. That's what we call when you live in the past more than the present. You are in a relationship, and at a point, it now seems like nothing is working again in your relationship. It now looks as if nothing, nothing. Now, when you sit down, you will start to reflect. You keep on remembering things in the past. Maybe the way he used to, the way they used to buy you gifts, the way they used to take you to the beach, the way they used to, take you on a vacation and all that. Past tense, past memories, not now. Okay, this has this is one of the indications to tell you that something is wrong in your relationship. If you dwell more in the past or in the future, it's an indication to tell you that something is wrong in your relationship. You either address it or you walk away from that relationship. A relationship is now. A relationship should dwell in the present, not in the past, not in the future. If you're expecting it in the future, okay, because you have looked, you say, he's a son of a president. Maybe in the nearest future, he might also become a president, or with the way he's going now, in the nearest future, he'll become this or that. That is disastrous. You don't do that. It's disastrous. You don't do that. Work in the present. No, depend in the present. That is just the only thing you need to do. Trying to force yourself to envisage future or trying to take your mind back to the memory line is not healthy for any relationship. So if your relationship is passing through this stage, know that there is problem in your relationship. Okay, one relationship brings you more harm than joy. You are in a relationship, you've done practically everything to see joy, to experience joy in your relationship, but it is not working. It always brings you harm, like sadness. Relationship, see, relationship is not the last resort. Relationship should be the number one place to get happiness when you need it. Your relationship should be more like a family. When you have crisis outside there, you run back to your family, you get their joy, that welcome, everybody will you feel welcome and relaxed because you are with your kinsmen. That is more like a relationship. If you have a busy day at work, you have a frustrating day, you have a frustrating schedule, your relationship should be where you should fall back again to get this happiness that you most require. If your partner, instead of giving you happiness, bringing joy to your life, brings more disaster to your life, it's an indication that everything is not okay with a relationship, that something is wrong with your relationship. Okay, when neither of you feel the same way for each other, when neither of you feel the same way for each other, when you are sick, they normally call you, they normally make sure you get well on your feet. you know they will do everything possible. If it is taking you to the hospital, they will do that. you know but when they are sick, you practically does nothing. You don't even call them. You don't even make them feel like you mean something to them. Okay, this is a partial feeling. This is a partial situation, a partial this thing, a partial understanding in a relationship. Okay, they always make you feel good, but you don't make them feel good. Okay, you people don't feel the same way. To them, you are everything they have. To you, they are nothing, they are option. Okay, so when you are living in that kind of relationship, you know there is something really wrong that need to be addressed in such relationship. So you need to address it, and if you fail to address it, it may become more disastrous as time goes on. Okay, when he or she put little or no effort in your relationship, when he or she put little or no effort in relationship. There is one local adage, that one local is it phrase, or should I call it slang, that we used to talk here in Nigeria. You know, you hear somebody saying dating themselves by themselves. Okay? Dating themselves by themselves. You are in a relationship with somebody. Relationship needs, it requires emotional strength. It requires spirituality. It requires that closeness and bonding. Okay? You now as a partner to somebody, you put practically everything in you, your energy, your strength, your finance, your time to make a relationship work. But your partner doesn't see it that way. They doesn't feel like it should be done this way. They are just there telling you that if it is the will of God that this happens, it will happen. If it is the will of God that will happen, that will happen. Let me tell us, in the history of man, God has never been able to keep a relationship for anybody. God has never been able to come down from heaven to sustain a relationship from anybody. If you think that God do come down from heaven, that God, it is responsibility of God to sustain your relationship, you are just wasting your time and your energy. You are just lying to yourself. Okay? Because God has given you senses. He has given you brain. He has given you that thoughtfulness in you to always know, think, and know what you should do. Okay? So if you're in a relationship, you are the only one forcing it. The other person just relaxed. You know, they are just relaxed, only trying to condemn the little you do. But the idea is a signal that everything is not okay in your relationship. For relationship is a two-way thing. Like I said earlier, it is like more of a company. Okay, it is more like a company. Everybody have to act, have to put effort in that relationship. You are in a relationship, you are the only one calling your partner. You always call to ask them how they are doing. When they are sick, you call them to ask them how they are doing. When you are sick too, you still ask them, you still call them to tell them how you are doing. It's a very wrong situation. Okay, when you are sick, when they are sick, you call them, show them care, ask them how they are feeling. Then when you too, you are also sick, you are the one also calling them too. I don't know if you're getting me. So it's a very wrong signal to tell you that everything is not okay in a relationship. In a relationship, for a relationship will come to stay. There has been a mutual consent by the both parties. Okay, we can do this, let's do this, let's be there for each other, let's be there for one another. So if a situation whereby you are the only person now that is sustaining such relationship, you're the only person now that is making it work, I mean, there's so many things are wrong in such a relationship. Okay, so when a particular issue keeps occurring, you know, last yesterday he came back drunk. You guys addressed the issue. Last week he came back drunk. He was like, what's wrong with him? Okay, you now say, okay, since you can't stay with drink, we have drinks in our home here. If you want to drink, you can stay here and drink and sleep here. Than drinking outside, causing me shame and all that. Then we said, okay, I've heard you, I won't do that again. Today again, they've done it again. No, that is the same issue keep occurring. That is the issue keep occurring. If such things keep happening, there is an indication that everything is not okay in your relationship, and there is urgent need that you address such situations. Okay, like sometimes you will, maybe as a woman, she behave in such a way, and you try to correct her. She apologized that she won't do it again. Okay, tomorrow she do it again. The next day she do it again. The same issue, the same pattern, the same class of thing keep occurring in your relationship. This is a very big indication that everything is not okay with your relationship. This is a very big indication that something is wrong in your relationship, because for an error to happen the first time, it seems to be by coincidence. The second time might be also considerate anyway, but the third one, fourth, fifth, sixth, the same thing, the same occurrence, the same pattern, the same class of things, the same issue keep on occurring. It's either your partner doesn't want the relationship to work, it's either they are intentionally doing it to get you hurt, sorry, walk away, or they are just like they are doing it. So this is a very big indication also that so many things are wrong in your relationship, and it is time for you to address the issue, or you cannot choose whether to walk away or to stay put. Okay, so these are some of the issues that we face as young people. Okay, So you must try as a person to make sure that you do everything within your power to sustain your relationship. Okay, sustenance of relationship is not a one person business. Everybody can work towards that. Everybody can join hand to do that. Okay, so before I go, like I said, it is going to be a short class. Okay, before I go, let me read this thing out for us. There are things that we never want to let go of, people we never want to leave behind, but keep it in mind that letting go isn't the end of the world. It is the beginning of a new life. There are certain things that you will let go that will automatically transform your life to become a more better life for you. Okay? There are things that are not meant to be. You don't force them to be. If you force them to be, you will keep on keeping yourself as a slave to those things. Okay? So thank you very much for having your time with us today. Okay, subsequently going further we'll be having a very long class. Okay, just that this period we are having some busy schedule, so I just decided to batch in and then talk to us so that our channel will not be so quiet. Okay, so thank you for having faith in Akonuche Relationship Talks. Thank you for having faith in us. I remember your number one says and the relationship therapist Emmanuel Akonuche. Please do well to share our contents, do well to subscribe to our channel, subscribe and hit that notification button so you keep on getting our contents anytime we upload new contents. Like our contents, comment, and then share our videos. Thank you very much and remember blessing. I remember my humble self, Emmanuel Akonuche. Thank you and God bless you.